Thank you, Wendy, and good evening and welcome to you all. As I look around the room, there are so many of you I call friends, and others of you I am just meeting. But what we all have in common is that we believe in the future of the Sunshine Coast, and we have a passion and a drive and an excitement about what is on offer here and what our future holds. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land in which we meet, the Gubbi Gubbi people. I acknowledge their connection to land, water, culture and kin, and thank them for their careful custodianship of this land over millennia. Speaking of custodianship, we are all custodians of this land, and here on the Sunshine Coast, we are part of a biosphere, one of only 5 in Australia. And that means we are all absolutely responsible for respecting and protecting our way of life, our people, our economy, and our environment. So let's think about our economy, because that's what we're here for tonight. Tonight we are here to focus onto the future, to shine a light and really be brave, be courageous, be excited, be driven, be all of those things that allow us on the Sunshine Coast to be different and to carve out a future for our children, for their children, for all of us to share in that prosperity. Can you see that dream? Do you want to be part of that dream? No, come on, you can do better than that. Do you want to be part of that dream? Yes, and that is why you are here tonight. Now, I have a few acknowledgements. I'd like to acknowledge our Sunshine Coast CEO, John Baker, and members of our executive who are here this evening, as well as our 2 portfolio councillors, Councillor Terry Landsberg and Councillor Jo Natoli, my colleagues. And then, of course, as you've heard, an incredible lineup of guest speakers. Next, DC CEO and Managing Director, Craig Scroggie. We also have Anderson Silvera from Google. Hello, Google is in the room. Are we excited to hear from Google? Yeah, come on, are we excited to hear from Google? Yes, we are. We also have Bundle of Rays founder and director, Bradley Chesham, and let me tell you, that is an incredible story you are about to hear. Better than Google. All right, so we have a little contest going here, and maybe I'll pop up at the end and we can do a little crowd cheering and see how we go. But we've got Next DC, absolutely international global powerhouse. Google, well, enough said. And now we've got a little contest here with Bundle of Rays, also competing for your attention and your vision. They want you to buy in and join on our vision for the Sunshine Coast as well. As well, we have our friends from Walker Corporation, our partners here, and then to each and every one of you. You have chosen to be here today because you also have an interest in that future of the Sunshine Coast, and hopefully tonight does more than just spark that interest. Hopefully tonight you get to understand the role that you can play in the future of the Sunshine Coast, one that is dynamic, one that is exciting, and one that is full of innovation and technology. And that is where we can carve out our niche. That is where we can create high-value jobs for the future, and where we can create futures that we want to be part of. So that's what tonight's all about. And I'm sure there are people in this room who can actually remember not that very long ago that businesses had to drive their data to Brisbane, literally. Uploading data from the Sunshine Coast was slower and more expensive than grabbing a USB and getting in a car and driving to Brisbane. Does anyone remember that? Oh my gosh, more hands in the room than I wanted to see. But yes, it is, that simply wasn't good enough. And it would definitely not be good enough if we wanted to be a region that had an exciting, innovative future ahead. So Council took a bold step, investing in fibre. And in 2019, we landed our first undersea cable, giving us the fastest data connection to Asia and the second fastest to the western coast of the USA. I say we, obviously I wasn't mayor, but I'm happy to take a little credit if you're happy to indulge me on that. Our Asian data connection is faster than out of Sydney, and that is just the beginning. A journalist today actually asked, how many cables are there going into Brisbane, undersea cable? I said, 0! It's Sunshine Coast or Sydney. And they went, really? So we can try telling that story over and over and over again, and we need to. We need to all be advocates for the story that is placing the Sunshine Coast at the forefront of that innovation. Each one of you, go and tell 10 friends, post it on your LinkedIn, do whatever you need to do to spread the message, because that is what we are here for here on the Sunshine Coast. And if you need our support, if you need help from Sunshine Coast Council, then our team are absolutely on board. And if they're not, if you have any difficulty, I know you won't, so I'm happy to give it to you. This is my email address, mayor@Sunshine Coast, blah, blah, blah. You'll get there and you will find that we do want to support you in every single way that you need us. We want to be partners with you as you grow your businesses. So understand how powerful that partnership can be as we walk with you on this journey. Think about that. Sunshine Coast Council as your partner. I think it sounds good. And I think it sounds like what the future of the Sunshine Coast can look like if we work together. Now today, I also was happy to launch a special new, innovative, council-led digital infrastructure marketplace in Australia. What does that mean? It's called Data Connect. It's a free service that helps businesses with big data needs find the best local tech company, the best telcos, fast. So kind of like a speed dating service, I guess, for businesses and telco. So if that's you, Data Connect is the service that Sunshine Coast Council now provides. It is another way that we are helping businesses grow right here on the Sunshine Coast. And why does that matter? It matters because the previous process for data transfer involved a drive down the road to Brisbane. And the cost to move 1 gigabyte of data used to be $3,000. It's now around $30. And we are part of driving that change. Companies like local health tech pioneer Bundle of Rays, clearly very happy to be here with us today, they are exporting skills into new markets globally, and you'll hear more from Brad shortly. We're also thrilled to welcome Google's Tabua subsea cable, which is now under construction. It will land at NextDC's SC1 data centre in Maroochydore, connecting us to Fiji and the US. It means faster, more resilient internet, not just for us, but also for Queensland and the Pacific. And I am absolutely delighted that Google is now not only a partner, but an investor in our region. Thank you for being here today, Anderson, and for sharing your story with us in the room, because we know how significant it is to have a partner like Google to share with us, don't we? Yes. We do, because we know that that just doesn't happen every day, and we're delighted to have you here. Continuing on that path, our friends at NextDC continue to show incredible confidence on the coast, from purchasing our landing station and setting up their edge data centre to now investing $200 million in a new data centre here in the Maroochydore CBD. That makes it our largest private investment here on the Sunshine Coast, $200 million to build just over here. So it is a real pleasure to have Craig in the room, and you will hear from him shortly as well. And this is exactly what Council envisioned when they started on this path to being an innovative industry leader in this space. It's about that opportunity. Earlier this year, Council led an ideation session on geospatial capability that helped secure funding for the Space to Sea Accelerator program based at the Sunshine Coast Innovation Centre. And going along to that launch, it just blows my mind. It is difficult to wrap your head around what some of the innovative ideas that are here on the Sunshine Coast. And then lastly, I would like to thank our Economic Development branch, many of whom are here with us tonight. Incredible work turning our cable investment into real outcomes. Otherwise, it's just a bit of plastic under the water landing in Maroochydore. And what a crime it would be not to have turned that incredible opportunity into success for us all. It would have been a crime. And thankfully, our Ec Dev department and the team also think that it would be a crime and are working really hard to ensure that it does deliver the innovation and the opportunities, as I said, for you, for your children, for their children, for all of us to really take part in what is an exciting and bright future on the Sunshine Coast. We know we want the Sunshine Coast to be connected. We know we want it to be livable. We know we want it to be thriving, because when all of those things are happening, we are right on track for a future that we can all be proud of. So if I look at also, we had a company recently that is seeking to employ 25 people locally to distribute their product into the USA and Asia. And that company was choosing between two sites, the Sunshine Coast and Sydney. We are increasingly a genuine competitor to Sydney. What an achievement. I know where I'd rather live. I know where the weather's better. But it's not just the weather, right? It is that kind of support married to this kind of digital infrastructure that makes all the difference. That is the opportunity that is open to each and every one of you and your businesses. Now, when it comes to testing tech in paradise, we know that these trials are helping Council improve safety, productivity, and efficiency while positioning us on the Sunshine Coast as leaders in tech commercialisation. We are building a region where local businesses can succeed globally. And make no mistake, that's you. That's why I'm here tonight. That's why you're here tonight. That's why our executive, our councillors, our ECDev team is here tonight to support you to reach your goals and dreams. And ladies and gentlemen, one and all, I hope that those dreams are high in the stratosphere, because we are here to help you make them a reality. That is our goal and dream, our vision for that connected, livable and thriving community of the future. And I cannot wait to see what you, backed by us, what we together can deliver for the Sunshine Coast of the future. So I say this to you, bring it on. The Sunshine Coast Council is ready to partner with you, and I can't wait to see what we can deliver. So enjoy the rest of the evening, and thank you so much.